Silly me, a little girl was praying about her height. So I was praying to God that, dear Lord, please make me short or do not let me grow tall again. This is okay. Let other people, let my peers, my classmates become taller to my level, so that don't be teasing me and calling me names like T-taller, slim macho and all those things, and then don't be pushing me to the back and all that. To do it, I just went table by table, person by person, desk by desk. I'll just call you, oh hey, I want to see something. Stand up and let me see something. Stand up and let me see something. And the person will stand up and I'll just measure our heights and I'll be like, oh yeah, I'm taller than you. Whether boy, female, I'll just tell you I'm taller than you. Deal with it. Like I'm taller than you.
Hi
And
my people. Welcome back to the Keep Building Show. And I'm your host, Miss Miliana. It's episode 3 already. Alright, in this episode, we are talking about overcoming self-doubt and finding your confidence within. Yeah, this is an episode you don't have to miss. Alright, okay, let's get into my story segment. I'm taking you back to my childhood again. And this time around, we are going to talk about my years within when I was 10 to approximately 13. Within that space, I was in primary 6, if I remember. I think primary 5 or primary 6. And I remember we went for an all night on a park, but it was a big church with my grandma, my mom, and my little sister. And I think at that time I was now becoming self-conscious about myself. Like I was growing, getting up to my adolescent age, and also I was getting taller. And I went with my parents. I think my mommy and my grandmom had serious prayers to do. And silly me, a little girl was praying about her height. So I was praying to God that, dear Lord, please make me short or do not let me grow tall again. This is okay. Let other people, let my peers, my classmates become taller to my level, so that don't be teasing me and calling me names like T-taller, slim macho and all those things, and then don't be pushing me to the back and all that. That was my prayer, slimy, but I really did pray that prayer. So if you're a tall girl, I don't know if you have ever prayed that prayer, but leave it in the comment section. Yeah, so I did that, and I came home, I forgot about it, went on my daily things. And then in primary 6, I think I did that in primary 5. So in primary 6, I got into class one free period. I think it was a Friday free period. People were in class, some were talking, some were learning, whatever. And it was almost exams time, so I think during the revision week, then I just had the confidence. I don't know where it came from, but I just had it. I had to do it. I just went table by table, person by person, desk by desk. I'll just call you, oh hey, I want to see something. Stand up and let me see something. Stand up and let me see something. And the person will stand up and I'll just measure our heights and I'll be like, oh yeah, I'm taller than you. Whether boy, female, I'll just tell you I'm taller than you. Deal with it. Like I'm taller than you. And I did that to the whole, like anybody present in class at that time. And at the end of the class, like at the end of my small experiment, I shouted that, oh yeah, I'm taller than everybody in class. Oh, I'm gonna be the first in this upcoming exams. I'll be first. Fast forward, examination came. We were doing 7 subjects at that time. I passed 3. I have to be the first in 4 subjects. That makes me the majority of majority will be who was first. Like that's the majority of a number you have to be first in, and then you become the first in class. I had 3, and my weakness was Ga. I wasn't good at Ga, and my best friend at that time beat me to it. She didn't even teach me. Hey, like during exams, she didn't teach me. Because like you can't say that you want to be first. Who doesn't want to be first? So I'm not teaching you what I know, right? So I was second, but I had never been second or first since I entered that school in particular. I was first throughout my nursery and all that. I was the top bubbly girl. But when I changed schools in that period in my primary, I was never first. The highest I was I think I was 7th in primary
is it primary one or two or three, one of them, and then I just went blank. I'm learning, right, but when it comes to exams, I don't put much effort in it. So me being second, that second term in primary six meant a lot to me because it built my confidence, and me doing that practice actually changed everything. So I did that practice, like that experiment, and then I also uh became second. Like it's almost like it was just what, like it was just gang cry was. So like, oh, I felt it was a tie. Me, I was first in my head because Gandhi, I didn't book it. All this is to say that some memories you hold dearly, some success you have achieved previously, could tie you to having confidence within yourself each and every time. Because anytime, I remember when I was in the university going through academic stress, that was even when I really remember that memory, and I'm like, I've done it before, I can do it again. I build my confidence on that. So I'm sharing with you my story for you to also self-reflect, remember some good memories, some successful memories you have, and hold on to that to build your confidence as you move on. Like the past has a lot to teach us for the future, to prepare us for the future. So take the right ones and prepare yourself. So this is what you're going to talk about. And also, one other thing is, okay, we'll get into it in the main show. So this is my story. So let's get into the main show so that I can give you some tea. All right, let's move. All right, so let's get into the main show. I will be talking about how to start building your confidence, or what to identify, tips to identify, or tips to be able to build your confidence, right? I have given you my story, spoken about how I didn't even have, like, no one told me to do that, but now I'll say the Holy Spirit was with me and was answering my prayer, my sleep prayer with that. So what I'm taking you through, or what I am coming to give you, or the tips I'm coming to give you, is to help you be able to identify some main things you can hold on to, that this, because of this, I'm going to be confident in whatever I want to achieve, right? And then the very first one is, or the very first tip I'll talk about is, all right, so the very first thing I'll talk about is acknowledging your strength, right? Well, during my story that I shared, did I really acknowledge my strength? I really didn't acknowledge my strength, but I acknowledged my quality or my characteristics, right? I'm tall, so what can I do about it? It's either I'm beautiful, I'm beautiful tall girl, right? So I know I'm beautiful. Now I'm tall, deal with it. So I think I identified it that way. So acknowledge your strength, acknowledge what you can do and what you can do best. It may be the little things, even if right now, even due to social media, everything you know, it's powerful. Like everything you know, every skill you know is really worth it. Even if it's cooking, sewing, like everything is has a meaning, or everything is meaningful. So acknowledge that strength you have, or that characteristic you have, that differentiates you from your peers or from your squad or anything. Because as at that age, the only thing that could differentiate me from my peers was that I was tall and I was beautiful. I was tall at that time, and I made it known to everybody that yes, I am tall, yes, and I have more to offer. Acknowledge that. All right, so the next thing is challenge yourself. Put yourself, sometimes you may never know what you can do, right? Challenge yourself, put yourself out there to do something you love, or to do something you like, to overcome something. You should like challenge yourself. I don't know how to put it, but let me use my story as an example. If I just had the urge to do that, to just go around the class and say I'm taller than you. But if I held back and like, hey, they will tell me that, they will just be calling me names and tease me. If I held back for that reason, I wouldn't have come out of my shelf and be confident that yes, I'm a tall, beautiful girl, and I can also be top of my class. I wouldn't have done that. So challenge yourself in some little things to bring the best version of yourself out there. And if you have the best version of yourself being seen by yourself and by other people, that builds your confidence. This is my personal opinion, actually. Yeah, so the next thing I'll also talk about is, or give you, is refrain from from negative thoughts. Like refrain from negative thoughts.
All right, so the third point I made, or the third tip I made, was refrain from negative thoughts, right? Refrain from it. Negative thought has so much power over us. You have no idea. Like immediately you think something bad, then all the bad things start like flying in your head. But immediately there's like it's in the Bible that take no thoughts. So thoughts are like thoughts flash your head for you to pick it or not pick it. So you have the power to throw away some negative thoughts and then take the positive one. And sometimes too, negative are just like negative can fill your head. But what you can do is transform that negative into a positive, like into a positive narration. For instance, you telling yourself that I'm not good enough, it's a negative thought. Like it's and then all of the things that will come. Oh, the last time you did this, it was bad and all that. But when you tell your like you can change that to be like, oh, okay, I really don't know it that much. I can learn it. Like you've changed the whole situation. Like you've changed the whole thought to be like, no, I don't know that much. I can learn it, and you will learn it, and you will realize that it builds you up. Like, oh, I just learned something new. Do you understand? Yeah. So, acknowledge your strength, challenge yourself, and take no negative thoughts. Make sure, like, try to make your thoughts always positive. Find the positive in every thought like that comes to your head. All right. Okay, so the next thing I'm gonna tell you is embrace yourself. There's no other person than you. Embrace it, and if you embrace it early enough, oh my God, you will realize a lot of things about you. In fact, it's a life. I think it's a life journey to I realize things about yourself, because you get to some age, some stage, and you're doing things and you're like, wow, I could do this. Yeah, so embrace your identity, who you are, embrace it. Embrace your identity code, like it's a broad topic. I think it's a whole broad topic on its own, but personally, my height is my identity. And if I kept refraining that, stop calling me Titola, stop calling me, in fact, I think after doing that, I never heard anybody like tease me. Funny enough, like stop calling me that. Oh, you stop. It wouldn't have worked. But I embraced it and I told myself and told everybody who wanted to hear in the class that yes, I am a tall girl and deal with it. Yeah. So embrace yourself, literally. Embrace who you are. Do not hide from yourself. Embrace yourself comes with you being true to yourself. You not living in denial. You not like if you embrace yourself, you know who you are, you identify who you are, and you build from there. Okay, so do not shy away from who you are. You are unique in your own way. If I embrace yourself, you get to find out your uniqueness. Actually, yeah, you're going to find out a lot of things about how I could do this. Oh wow, I did this. Oh, amazing. You're going to surprise yourself each and every time, and like it's amazing that way, and that builds your confidence because now you know who you are. And when you step into the room, you know who you are, like who you are entering into the room as, and everybody's going to identify that because you actually preach who you are to people. So that's what they are going to pick. So if you're timid, they'll know that you're timid. If you're confident, they'll know that you're confident. If you are this, they'll know because you have like you've written it on yourself, or you have identified that and embraced that for yourself. And the final one I will add is reflect on your past success and identify the key components of it. So when I reflect on my past success in primary six, where I became second after a lot of being the middle somewhere, being an average student, and I became an excellent or a distinct student. That success in the past, that success in the past really really made a lot of difference for me, and it made me graduate from school. Even though my level 100, 200, 300 wasn't looking good, my 400 I had first class. So if I speak about my grades in uni, my 400 was a lot to me because that's when I hold on to that. I have done it before and I can do it. Holding on to that build my confidence in learning, and in fact I even practice everything that I know about learning, and I passed. I got my A's. Like my first A was in level 400. I had my first class in level 400, and I'm like, wow, this is amazing.
So anytime I'm down with emotions that I failed something, I just remember my past success and I keep moving. So these are the tips for you from me to start your confidence building journey. You can do amazing things, but the first thing is embrace your identity, right? Challenge yourself to do more, acknowledge your strengths. In fact, even acknowledge your weaknesses too. Then you can know where you have to build upon, right? Be like that is it. Acknowledge it, embrace yourself, always have the positive thoughts, always be positive, always be smiley and all that. Be confident in yourself. You know who you are, and that makes everything beautiful. So now let's move on to podcast lesson from a podcast. And today's podcast is gonna be from Jay Shetty. Yeah, from Jay Shetty's podcast, like just a lesson from there, from what he has been saying so far. All right, so since this is a safe space, actually, my mic was off from the beginning of the video. I just realized in the middle, and I didn't know why because I turned it on, the light was on, and I thought it was working. And now, okay, so we are almost done. Yeah, the podcast lesson from the podcast. As usual, my laptop is here. That's why I keep making sure that it doesn't go off and all that. Okay, so in a nutshell, what I took from one of the Chetty's podcasts is that believing in yourselves, as in self belief, right, is so powerful in building your confidence or your self confidence. And building your self confidence should come from within. Because if you believe yourself within you that yes, I can do this, your building your confidence becomes easier. Building your confidence becomes easier. So I'm telling you that, or I am telling you, or at the end of this, or as all right, so as we are about to end this whole episode, or what if you've not heard anything cry, what you should go home with is that self-belief, it's a stepping stone of building your self-confidence. So believe in yourself in whatever you want to do. You have the strength, you have embraced your identity, you know you can do this. Believe in yourself and you will have the confidence to achieve that goal. All right, so let's get into question of the day. All right, so question of the day is, I have my laptop here with me. So question of the day is, what is one area of your life where you have been holding back because of self-doubt? What is that one thing you've been holding back from because you feel you can't do it, you are not good enough to do it? After you have identified that, what is the one step you can take today to start building your confidence in that area? One thing I realized is I really love to do this. Like I really love the podcast settings. I really love to do all this. I know I have confidence, but I don't have confidence in every field, right? And also one thing is to environment. Maybe I'm going to do this video. No one's going to watch my video, but like what's next? But doing it actually build my confidence is that it's not as easy and I would want to be big to do it more and make it more perfect and get even people to join and all that, right? So in the long run and at the end of this episode, which we are now, um believe in yourself. One, never doubt yourself. Two, when the negative thoughts come, turn them into a positive one. If you feel you are not good enough, tell yourself I can learn it to be better. Okay, this is what I'm gonna leave you with. We've come to the end of episode 3 of Keep Building Show, and I'm your host, Miss Miliana. Thanks for staying with me, and I would urge you all to do this for me. Let me get closer. All right, tell a friend to tell a friend to tell another friend that Miss Miliana has dropped episode 3 of Keep Building Show, and she's talking about self confidence. She's talking about how to find your self confidence within and overcome self doubt. And I leave you with believe in yourself and always have a positive mind. Now, please subscribe to this channel, share this video,
leave a comment on what resonates with you in this. Or in fact, if you are a tall girl like me, leave a comment. What was your like? What is the memory you remember as a tall girl growing up in Ghana? I want to hear from you. Anyways, it's bye for now.